before we get to the commentary, I'm going to play a video clip, fair use, fair use, of the night of March 16th, 2014. And in that, you're going to see the field sobriety test of one Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. Let's get right to it.
I need to make sure you're safe to drive, so if you can, go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me, okay? You just put your wallet right there. You can leave it on the seat. That's fine. I'm just going to have you walk to the back of your vehicle, okay?
Yes.
Alright. Stand and face me. Stand and face this way. Alright, can you stand there with your feet together and your hands down to your side? Alright, can you stand straight up for me? Alright, well, can you stand there with your feet together and just face straight towards me?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Alright. Alright, can you see the tip of my pen up here?
Yes.
See that? The tip of my pen right here?
Yes.
Okay. Can you stand there with your feet together?
Yes.
Alright, come this way just a little bit. A little bit more. Keep coming towards me. A little bit more. Come over here. A little bit further. Alright, right there. Stand straight up for me. Okay, stand with your feet together. Can you put your feet all the way together? Alright, keep your hands down to your sides, okay? Can you reach out and touch the tip of my pen with your finger?
The pen?
Yeah, touch the tip of my pen with your finger. Alright, can you touch the top of it, the tip of it that's way up there? Okay, alright, stand there straight up and down with your feet together.
Okay.
Alright, come up here, stand there with your feet together. Can you come towards me just a little bit more? Alright, stand there with your feet together and your hands down to your sides for me, okay? Can you stand straight up?
Yes.
All the way straight. Alright. Okay, what I want you to do, you still see the tip of my pen?
Yes.
Okay, what I want you to do, I want you to follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? But I need you to stand over here. Okay, you keep falling backwards.
I know.
All
well,
right.
that's because my hip and...
Okay, I'll tell you what, yeah, I want you to come over here and sit on the hood of my car, okay? That'll be a little bit easier for you.
Okay.
Alright, sure, I have a seat right there in my car. Alright, that a little bit better for you?
Yes.
Alright. Feet are together, hands down your sides, alright. You see the tip of my pen still?
Yes.
Alright, can you reach out and touch the tip of my pen?
The tip?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, now put your hands back down your sides. What I want you to do is I want you to follow the tip of my pen that you just touched with your eyes and your eyes only, okay? Do not move your head. Do you understand?
Yes.
Alright. Just your eyes, not your head, okay? Just your eyes.
So once again, what you saw right there was the video footage of Jim Irsay being pulled over by the police on the night of March 16th, 2014. Now, in that, he had trouble standing, His speech was slurred, and he admitted to taking several medications, but refused to voluntarily submit to a blood test when he stopped by the Carmel Police Department out in Indiana. Those and many other new details about Irsay's arrest were contained in police reports obtained by the Indianapolis Star. Police also found over $29,000 in cash, most of it in a briefcase and a laundry bag, where police also found numerous bottles containing prescription drugs in the silver Toyota Highlander that the billionaire was driving. He agreed to take the test. He agreed to take a breath test at the scene, though the results of the test was redacted in the records. So, hey, what's up, y'all? I see y'all up in here. Yeah. So, basically, they found money to the tune of $29,000. They also found prescription drugs in the car, in that Toyota Highlander that they pulled him over in. And he was charged with second and third degree misdemeanors. He was charged with third degree misdemeanors later on that year. He pleaded no contest to it, paid a fine, got no jail time. The NFL suspended him for 6 games and fined him $500,000. But he did an interview on Real Sports, right? You know, that's the documentary that comes on HBO, right? And he talked about how he was being prejudiced because he's a rich white man. So this man who was out here under the influence, going behind the wheel, could have went out and hit and killed somebody, if not himself. Now, mind you, in that interview, he talked about all he talked about his addictions to drugs. He talked about his addiction to alcohol, how it almost killed him and all that. And yet, this man was intoxicated, got behind the wheel, and was slurring all over the place. But somehow he's the victim. You know, for these people out here that act like they're supposed to be the superior race and all that, they sure as hell got some thin skin when the law applies to them. Everybody else, though, oh, well, you know, had they just followed the law, nothing would happen to them. But as soon as it happens to them, then all of a sudden it's, well, you know, we need to change these laws because the system is rigged and I'm being targeted because I'm a rich white billionaire. What? I mean, you got to make that make sense, Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay, you got to make that make sense. How are you being persecuted? How are you being victimized by the same system everybody? So it's not okay when you have to abide by the same rules as everybody else. You think your privilege and your status as a billionaire, and you think you could just throw some money around, that's going to get you out of shit. Well, if I was just a regular guy, you know, I mean, I wouldn't even have this stuff happen to me. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now, for those of you that need context, Jim Irsay owned the Indianapolis Colts since 1997. His daddy, Robert Irsay, I think that's his name, was out in Baltimore. Robert Irsay made all his money selling air conditioning units and stuff like that. He had an air conditioning business. He made his business off of that. He bought the Baltimore Colts right? And then eventually took the Baltimore Colts and moved the team to Indianapolis. So Jim Irsay was born into money. He never had to worry about money problems. He literally was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And he wanted to tell you about what happened with a common man. When his lifestyle has been anything but common. So we got this thing to where this guy here is deflecting from the crimes he committed, and he's projecting on everybody else what would happen if he was some just honest, this man just making an honest living, working at Burger King or working at UPS or FedEx or some shit. So Jim Irsay get the fuck all the way up out of here with that. He can get up out of here with that because that right there was crazy. That right there, what he said was completely crazy. And only in his mind, the way he could say, well, I don't care what nobody said. That's the truth. That's the truth. If I was this guy who wasn't this billionaire and I was a common man, I mean, I wouldn't have these charges on me. What? What are you talking about? But this is what happens when you have genetic immunity from the law. This is what happens when you can flaunt your money, your status around, and you just happen to be a person of a certain complexion, right? You are allowed to, pay some little fine or whatever like that, and you're allowed to get second and third and even fourth chances, and you're allowed to let your past fall down the memory hole. But if you're black, right? Because Michael Vick already did his time in prison. Michael Vick is not in the same status as goddamn Jim Irsay, but Michael Vick did play in the NFL. You think people let Michael Vick forget about his dog fighting encounter? You think people let Ray Rice forget about him beating his wife in the elevator? Even though Kobe Bryant didn't play in the NFL, and Kobe Bryant is widely recognized as one of the best players of all time in the NBA. You think people, even though those charges were false charges and they got dropped, you think people let forget about what happened? Let people forget about Kobe Bryant, his incident out in Eagle, Colorado? But falls under the same principle. But he's allowed to let the memory fall down the memory hole, and he can just play the role of denial and all that, and we're supposed to just forget about it. We're supposed to just forget about it. No, Jim Irsay, we ain't gonna let you forget about that. We ain't gonna let you forget about that, because if black people are not allowed to forget about what happened to them, then hey, like I always say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, if this man was such a menace to society, why did the NFL do their part and have him relinquish control of the team? So, you guys let me know what y'all think about all this. Subscribe to this channel, because YouTube won't send out notifications. YouTube won't do their job. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!